Hey everybody, what's going on? Time for another video. This time we're staying away from rods and reels for a minute because I'm going to talk about something that I've kept a secret for a number of years but is out now. VMC came out with a hybrid swimbait jig. This thing is actually pretty cool because I've been pouring screw lock on the shank jigs for probably 7 years now, and I've dremeled out a bunch of my own do-it molds so that I can have the proper hook inside the molded head that I want to fish, 2.8 rhythm waves or 3.8 rhythm wave swim baits or eye shads. Swim bait jig heads, when they have that screw lock on the shank, hold your bait incredibly well. So it's going to save you baits. So let's talk about this. One that I really didn't want people to know about, but now that it's out, I might as well tell you the good news for me is I don't have to pour my own. So this is the new VMC Hybrid Swimbait jig, and there's a few features about this that are going to make this really cool. If you're like me and you like to throw a lot of open hook swim baits for smallmouth and largemouth in sparser areas, and we're not talking about trashing them through timber, we're talking about fishing inside, outside weed lines, rock weed transitions, rock sand transitions, dragging them along the bottom, this is the perfect head for that. And I can throw that bait and reel it like a spinner bait. I can keep it high in the water column, middle of the water column, down in the bottom, or I can hop and drag it. I use this style of head for everything from fishing crappie and perch, when I'm using the 2.8 rhythm wave or the 2.8 eye shad, all the way up to fishing giant walleye, smallmouth bass, and largemouth bass using the bigger heads. So let's talk about the specs on this and what makes it kind of cool if you're looking for something new. So right away when you look at this, you're going to notice it's not your traditional round bend hook. It's actually like an O'Shaughnessy style bend hook. But the important thing to me is that's a really good thing because it really buttons those fish up really well and keeps them pinned. But more so is that this is a high carbon steel hook with a 60-degree eye, and it's 1X strong. So I'm going to be able to lay a lot of pressure on those fish when I'm using like 5 or 8 pound or 10 pound Power Pro with a fluorocarbon leader. I can lean into those fish with big hook sets and not worry about straightening that hook out, especially when you're getting these big chunky smallmouth down in the bottom like the St. Lawrence or Erie or Lake Simcoe where they're really deep and you got to force them up out of the cover and away from the zebra mussels. So 1X hook, 60-degree line tie, high carbon steel, that's a VMC hook in them. Now, the head themselves, they only come in one color, natural. Which really, if people have ever watched a bunch of my stuff, they notice I never paint my jig heads. I've always just used lead-colored jig heads. So they're calling this color natural. It's just plain silver, but it's got that 3D holographic eye inside the middle of it as well, which is going to be perfect for imitating a minnow with a swim bait body. Now, the sizes of this thing is available. It's actually available from 3/16 all the way up to 1/2. So I believe it's 3/16, 1/4, 5/16, 3/8, and actually I think it'd be 3/8 and then half in the natural progression. And when it comes to hook sizes, they actually go from 2/0 up to 4/0. So the lighter 3/16 has a 2/0 hook in it. I believe the 1/4 has a 2/0 hook as well. And in the packs, you can see this one comes with 4 in a pack. So there's either 4 or 3 in a pack, depending on the size of the head you're getting. These things, if you've never installed a swim bait on a screw lock, is something you need to see. So I'm going to do that for you right now. All right, so I've got a 2.8-inch rhythm wave here. So I'm going to use a smaller swim bait to show you. This size head would probably be better with a 3.8, but nonetheless, I'm going to show you the basic principles of rigging on a screw lock because I've handed this type of head to a bunch of people with one of these baits, and I've seen some pretty comical ways of people trying to put them on. So this is a 5/16 head, so not a giant head, but small swim bait. What you do is I like to bite the tip of the head off. I just take the bit, because typical swim baits, especially like the rhythm wave, they tend to taper narrow at the top in case you're Texas rigging them weedless. So I bite that off to square it up, and you go in with the hook point, and you really want to go in and measure how far back. So you can see here that the hook should be coming out right where the bait starts to narrow. You want to make sure that you have that in order to get it to sit straight. So if you take that hook, make sure you go dead center of the plastic and slide that bait up to where you felt like it was going to come out. So for me, it's right there. I'm going to pop that out like that. Now, when you get to here, this is when I start seeing the comical stuff because people try to push that on. All you really got to do is twist, and the tail will go under the hook each time you twist. So that's all you do is basically twist that bait. And as you twist, what it's going to do is screw itself down onto that screw lock. Keep twisting, keep twisting. Again, this is a smaller diameter swim bait, but I want to show you so you could see exactly what it looks like. That there is impossible to pull off. You can see I'm giving it a good tug there. So this is now a bait that I can throw around, and you know, whether I'm fishing smallmouth yellow perch, if I could be fishing a smaller one that does not have a 4-aught hook in it, you have a screw head that's going to work with swim baits perfectly. So that is the new hybrid swim bait hook from VMC, something you're going to want to check out. If you like saving baits, catching a lot of fish, having a good land ratio with that, you know, Sprout style, almost O'Shaughnessy style hook, this head right here is next to perfect. Well, there you have it, guys. That's another walkthrough of some products that I've been fishing. And again, this is a product that I've spent time with on the water, and I know how good it does. There's some great videos online explaining the whys about this. I think Jacob Wheeler does one for VMC as well, that he talks about this bait, or this hook, or this jig, I should say. So check it out. Next time you're out, give them a try. Something that's going to add a few extra fish to your boat. It's going to stop you from pouring lead like it's going to stop me. I'm going to be very happy about something like that. So there you go, guys. Hope everybody's staying well. Do me a favor, click the subscribe button when you get a chance. That should be right around here somewhere. And hopefully I'll see you with the next review. I think we're going to reels again. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.